All right, so I want to talk a little bit about property and the nature of property, how we own property, and how property passes after we die, okay? Because this is something a lot of folks don't understand. So there are 3 different ways that things pass when someone dies. Sometimes we own things as joint tenants. This is really common, especially with houses and especially with spouses. It is very common. My husband and I, we own our house as joint tenants. It's also called joint tenants with rights of survivorship. And what it means is, if one of us dies, whoever survives automatically gets it. It's a function of property law. You take the death certificate to the recording office, and they take the deceased person's name off of the deed. And now the other person just owns it outright, okay, by themselves. You can also do a real estate subject to a beneficiary deed. We have a beneficiary deed in Colorado where basically you go ahead and you deed your house to someone and you record the deed, and that deed only becomes effective upon your death. So that's another sort of property law way that we can pass property. But it also works on things like bank accounts. If you've got 2 people who own a bank account together, one of them dies, again, you just take the death certificate into the bank, they take the person's name off, whoever survives gets the whole thing. Same with vehicles and a lot of other things. So that's joint tenancy. Contract law. If you have a life insurance policy or if you have any kind of retirement policies, usually there's some form they give you, right? At the beginning, you get a new job or you pay for some new policy, and they're like, all right, fill out this form. And you say who gets it on the event of your death, and you usually try to list a few people in case something happens to the first people and whatever. You can also, on a bank account, you can go into your bank and say, hey, I want to set it up as a POD account. I want to tell you, in the event of my death, give whatever's in this account to this person or to these people, okay? And when you do these kinds of things, you're creating a contract with that financial institution. And they have contracted and said, yeah, if you fill out this form, when you die, this is what we'll do. Okay? So, anything in those first 2 columns is not a probate asset. If you have a will, your will has nothing to do with the things in those first 2 columns. Your will cannot impact the things in those first 2 columns, okay? Anything that is not in those first 2 columns, anything that you own on your own, we'll talk more about it, it goes through probate, okay? Your will, if you have one, will impact those assets, okay?